9.1 billion women on the earth. You think it'd be clean already? Your wife still mad at you? Yeah, why? I asked her when dinner was going to be ready, so what's wrong with that? I did it when she was mowing the lawn. All right, well, once upon a time, there was this wide-mouthed tree frog, and he was hopping along his way, and the wide-mouthed tree frog came upon a chimpanzee, and the wide-mouthed tree frog said, my teeth are going to fall out.
Is that what he said?
No, right here. Hi, I'm a wide-mouthed tree frog. What are you? And the chimpanzee said, well, I'm a chimpanzee. And the wide-mouthed tree frog said, oh, what do you like to eat? And the chimpanzee said, well, I like to eat the bananas that hang in the trees. And the wide-mouthed tree frog said, oh, and hopped along his way. Then the wide-mouthed tree frog came upon a giraffe. And the wide-mouthed tree frog looked at the giraffe and said, hi, I'm a wide-mouthed tree frog. What are you? And the giraffe said, well, I'm a giraffe. And the wide-mouthed tree frog said, oh, what do you like to eat? And the giraffe said, well, I like to eat the leaves that hang in the high trees. And the wide-mouthed tree frog said, oh, and hopped along his way. Then the wide-mouthed tree frog came upon an alligator. And the wide-mouthed tree frog said, hi, I'm a wide-mouthed tree frog. What are you? And the alligator said, well, I'm an alligator. And the wide-mouthed tree frog said, oh, what do you like to eat? And the alligator said, well, actually, I like to eat wide-mouthed tree frogs. And the wide-mouthed tree frog said, you don't say. He said, did you hear about the guy that had a swimming pool full of carp fish? That's the kind of fish, carp fish. And he went out and he bought wallets and rubber bands and put wallets on every one of the carp fish. And why would he do that? So he'd be the only person in his neighborhood to have carp-to-carp walleting. Back in the days of the knights, you know, the dark knights and the white knights, Camelot and all that, there was a black knight that lived in the forest, and he would come into the kingdom on the weekends and rape and pillage and have his way with everybody and then leave, and nobody could ever stop him. So one time the king said enough is enough, and he got together 50 of his bravest white knights and sent them out to the forest to kill the black knight. But every time the white knights would get to the edge of the forest, these yellow fingers would come down out of the treetops and gobble them all up, so that they could never make it. So he'd send out 50 and they'd get all gobbled up. He'd send out 50 more and they'd all get gobbled up. After a while, he had no knights left to send. Then one day, the king's page came to him and said, sire, let me go and get the black knight. He said, well, you're just a page. You're not even a knight. You're not going to make it. Well, let me try. And the king says, all right, you can try. So he suited him up with a horse and all his armor and sent him out. He got to the edge of the forest and he pulled his sword and he said, charge! And he went right through the yellow fingers that never touched him. He's gone for a couple of days, slayed the black knight, had his head in a bag on his horse, and came back, got to the edge of the forest, raised his sword, charged, went right through the yellow fingers, went to the kingdom, showed the king, look, I slayed the black knight. King gave him his weight in gold and everything, and he lived happily ever after. So you know what the moral of this story is?
Let your pages do the walking through
Let
the
your
yellow fingers.
Let your pages do the walking through the yellow fingers. Oh, a guy was walking through the desert carrying an umbrella. He met another guy carrying a car door. He said to buddy, he said, what are you doing with a freaking umbrella in the desert? It's never going to rain here. So when it gets hot, you just put the umbrella up. So all I do is roll the window down. Or how about Anufi jumped out of an airplane and pulled his ripcord and nothing happened. And he was falling to his death. And he didn't know what to do, and all of a sudden he met another guy coming up. He said, hey buddy, you know anything about parachutes? He says, no, you know anything about barbecues? And then there was, do you remember they started to roll up the rim? I guess there was a big confusion up in Newfoundland. Buddy rolled up the rim and started jumping up and down saying, I want a motorhome! I want a motorhome! And the woman comes over to the work chair and says, pardon me, sir, we're not giving out motorhomes. Maybe you should let me see your cup. She took the cup and rolled up the rim. And, sir, it says, win a bagel.
Not Winnebago. Winnebago. Oh, Lord.
Oh well, yeah. Jokes never get you anywhere. You get in trouble.
Oh, no, Danny.
Get you fired, eh?
They
Well,
might
yeah.
get you in trouble.
Oh, they get
It
me
just
in trouble,
depends on the
yeah.
jokes that you tell. But the ones you just told us are pretty darn clean, so I think you're good.
Yeah, I know, but you tell a joke about a new fee, and then they're offended.
Yeah.
You know, so if it offends anybody, you shouldn't tell them.
Yeah.
Just like these trying to rename the street names and all that stuff. If
Yeah.
it offends one person,
Yeah.
change it. What the hell does it matter? Yeah. Wow. So you ready to drive your new car?
Sure.